use their mind, where they have to cognitively challenge the thing. At the time they cannot do that thing. So with the mindfulness based cognitive therapy, we are teaching them that with the mindfulness how they can create that cognitive awareness so that they can move further. But in normal or regular mindfulness, we only focus on the calming their thoughts, calming or being in the present. Okay, so this distinction reduces the emotional intensity, which helps us to respond widely and break the I am the thought identity. Okay, so in mindfulness based cognitive therapy, we are breaking this thing that okay, I am this thought. If my thought are saying that I am a failure or I cannot succeed in my life, or any kind of the thoughts about myself, about my social circle, about my career, family, or anything. So in this thing, mindfulness based cognitive therapy, we are responding wisely and breaking these thoughts as the identity. Like for example, instead of I always fail, MBCT reframe it as that I am noticing a thought that say that I might fail. So it's like we are observing this thought, and this create a space and reduce the emotional pressure instantly, and even create that calmness in the client's mind so that they can respond effectively for the situation where the mind feel loud, heavy, or repetitive. Okay, so they can become more effective, they can calm themselves at such moments, such as in the cases of the anxiety, the depression, trauma response, or the long term stress. Okay, so now who has MBCT? Sagal and Mark William and John uh, Tesdale, inspired by the John Kabat-Zinn. John Kabat-Zinn, he is the founder of the and why. So was developed by Zinn and MBSR, that is the mindfulness-based stress reduction program. So it was designed specially for the people who experience the recurrent depression or the repetitive overthinking. So the creator noticed something important, that people relapse not because life goes worse, but because the mind repeated old thinking pattern. Okay, so when they have noticed this, so they have created this or they have developed this technique where they can work on their mind and on their cognition at the same time. Like for example, even a small trigger like a comment or the memory could restart the old pattern, or I am not good enough. So MBCT helped to interrupt that pattern early and gently, even in the relapse program, even in the termination plan, or after the termination, when we have to teach the client some tools or the techniques, that what to do when this thought came back, what to do when what activities they can do if there is a relapse after the therapy session. So at that point, MBCT plays a very good role. Even if you can add the MBCT in the client's schedule if they are a continuous overthinker. Okay, if you have worked with their thoughts, if you are working with that thing, it's fine. But if you know that they are going to overthink over and over again, then MBCT can become their essential tool for the lifetime, so that they can adapt it, they can work all over their parts, and it will help them to move further in their life. Is it clear? Okay. Okay, so then we can move with the third slide. That is the root of MBCT philosophy. So MBCT is built on these three principles. First is the Buddhist mindfulness. So in the Buddhist mindfulness, we basically work on the observe without the judgment, accept what it is. So in this is also a part or a key principle in the MBCT, in which we observe the thoughts, in which we will observe the bodily responses without judging them, without becoming self-critic on our own self, become without having the self-guilt and everything else. So in this, we are judging we are observing the thoughts and we are accepting what it is. Second is the cognitive therapy, which says that thought is not equal to the fact, facts and challenge the automatic beliefs that whatever thoughts we have, it is not always the fact. So in the cognitive therapy, which is also a key principle in the MBCT, we work with this, in which we focus on the thoughts and we state and we challenge these automatic beliefs, the core beliefs that we have, and because of that we are in the spiral of the anxiety, of the overthinking. Next is the MBSR foundation, which is a systematic meditation practice. Okay, so in this, as in the MBSR or in the normal mindfulness, we use a lot of techniques like body scan meditation and even deep breathings and PMRT, guided meditation, visualization. So all of these things, which is a proper systematic meditation practices, we also combine this thing. This is also a key principle in the MBCT. So all of these things combine and allow the MBCT to be a completely practical and the evidence-based psychotherapy, which is also a life transforming for a lot of clients. Like for example, instead of saying that I am anxious, instead of just saying these sentences, MBCT helps you to reframe that I notice I am feeling anxious right now. So this is the small shift, increase the clarity and control instantly. And sometimes when the clients blame themselves for the thoughts, when they see that okay, when they have this thought that okay, whatever thought I have, this is the fact. So this is how we are creating a distance in between their thought, in between their self, so that they can observe them just as a thought, not as a fact, so that the thought will not overpower on their mind. Okay, so now why MBCT work, the brain body benefit. So MBCT is not just a mental exercise. It physically changes the way the brain processes the stress and the emotion. So it reduces the activity in the default mode network, which is a part of the brain responsible for the mind wandering and the rumination. So MBCT is not just a mental exercise, it is a physical change, the way that how the brain processes the stress and the emotion. It reduces this default mode network, which is responsible for the mind wandering and the rumination. It's like sometime, or in a lot of the people also, not just on the clients, in the people also, we have a lot of the rumination thoughts, we wonders a lot, we have these overthinking kind of the patterns. So to reduce this activity, mindfulness based cognitive therapy helps. It doesn't change physically processes, it is response, it works with the hormones, it works with the limbic system, so that it will control the emotions and it will reduce the stress response in our body. So it strengthens the prefrontal cortex, which helps you to think clearly and regulate the emotions better. It also calms the amygdala, which helps, which basically amygdala is a fear response. So it will reduce the anxiety, the fear and the stress. That's why a calmness, a peace is created in the client's life. Like for example, people practicing MBCT reports the fewer spiral of I can't handle this during the stressful work situation, and more ability to pause before reacting. So if your client is doing MBCT or any mindfulness technique over a period of time, then automatically you can see the impact on themselves. If they are not feeling the positive emotions, if they are not able to calm themselves down, if their parasympathetic system is not working, so with the mindfulness techniques, this can help them out so that they can move further, their body will respond positively. And with the MBCT or with the cognitive part, so they are able to challenge the thought in the stressful situations too. Also, the research shows that MBCT reduces the depression relapse by the 43%, showing it's a long-term protective tool for the mind and the emotion. Like for example, I have a client, he is 60 years old. So he has the attachment issues from the childhood, which also have the childhood trauma. So when he came to me, he said that he cannot feel any positive emotion. So at that time, I uses the mindfulness techniques, not properly the meditations, but I uses the techniques from the mindfulness. It include the art-based therapy, art-based techniques, the meditations and all. After 3 to 4 sessions, he do it like on the regular regular basis. After that, he also have the severe depression. So after that, when he is doing the mindfulness techniques over a period of time, now he is feeling the positive emotions. Now he can respond. Now he know that what how the emotions feel. He came when he came to me, he said that he didn't smile for last 2 years. After that thing, his body is responding that okay, I have to smile, I have to feel each and every emotion. So this is what the impact of mindfulness is if you are using this over a period of time. Okay, so is it clear? Any doubts that how it works? Okay. Then the rumination trap. Okay. So rumination is the mental loop that keeps the emotion stuck. Okay. So it usually starts with a trigger. Trigger could be a simple comment, a memory, or a small mistake that even you make, or the people you love, or the people around you have made. So this is the trigger. So these trigger result in the negative thought. And these negative thought can result in the low mood, and low mood can result in the avoidance could be like avoiding the situation, avoiding the thoughts you have, avoiding the emotions. It could include the emotional, it can include the eating habits, it can include anything. And because of that, now you have the more rumination thoughts, more thoughts, or the more mental loops that will keep you stuck in that same emotion. And this is how it will deepen your stress or the depression or the thoughts that you are stuck in. So this is the rumination trap, that even with a trigger, even with this thing, how that thing can lead towards the worsen of our situation, how it can create these rumination trap, these mental loops that will keep us stuck again and again in that thing. And when we are not able to break this thing, when we are not able to break all of these things, it can worsen our situation. Okay, so in this thing, MBCT intervene by interrupting the loop before the thought spiral. So before this thought spiral, in this MBCT can be a new alternative, become a thing, so that this trap could be stopped. It's like if there is no negative thought, that automatically there is no low mood, and that's why it will not cause more rumination and deepen the stress. So here, at the negative thought, MBCT intervene. Okay, so it teaches us to observe the thoughts without automatically reacting on it. So in this, we are observing the thoughts, we are seeing that is it whether it is helpful for us, it is harmful for us, or what are the things that are related to it. And after that, we can use the cognitive thing, we can use the alternative, we can dispute this thought, and we can create a new alternative that will lead a holistic wellness in us. Like, for example, after receiving a critical feedback, someone might think that I am terrible at my job. So, with the MBCT, they can notice that this is only a thought and label it as just a thought and choose a balanced response. If they are not doing this, then automatically when they have this thought, this will lead like a low mood, they will avoid more work, and because of that, they will again, they will be scolded, and after all, they will have a more rumination thoughts, they will have a issue in their self esteem, which can lead to the depression, which can lead to like a extreme self esteem issues. Okay, body image issues. So if all of these can be stopped with the MBCT when we are working with the thoughts only. Okay, so now the MBCT triangle. So as you can see, the MBCT triangle guide the session in the three part. First is the mindfulness, second is the cognitive awareness, and third is the decentering. So the mindfulness means grounding in breath or the body. It's like we are using the grounding technique so that we can be in the present moment. Second, cognitive awareness is noticing the thought as the mental events. It's like it's just a mental event, it is just a thought, and I am more than this thought, or I can notice this thought inside me. Third is the decentering. It's like observing them without engaging in them. It's like we are observing the thought, we are seeing that okay, we have a thought, we are not engaging it, we are not having that rumination trap with us. Okay, the flow of the sessions are: first we have to ground the client, then we have to create the awareness so that they can observe their thought, they can understand, they can see that okay, I have these kind of the thoughts, I have these responses in my body, and then they can understand okay that this is just a thought. Like for example, during a stressful email exchange, you might take a mindful breath. It is a grounding technique. Then you can notice the thought that is this email is negative, which is a awareness, and then observe without reacting impulsively. It's like we are not reacting on that thing with impulses. This is known as the decentering. So this is what the MBCT triangle is. This is how it will help the client, and this is what the flow of the sessions look like. Now, is it clear? So the next thing is decentering, the secret skill. Uh, as we know, decentering is like observing. So decentering is the ability to see the thoughts as an object, not the truth. So it's like we are observing the thoughts, we are observing the things that okay, we are observing it. This is not the truth. These are not the fact. These are not the only true things in our life. Okay, so it is the heart of the MBCT and the key to breaking the rumination. This is the main key to break the rumination. When a client is able to do the decentering skill, when they have mastered this thing, this is the only one thing that we also have to teach them during the CBT, so that they can observe the things, they can understand it, they can understand it like it is just an object, it is not just a truth. When they are able to do this thing, then automatically they can do the restructuring, they can reframe the sentences, they can reframe all of those things. So that's why it is a very key skill to break the rumination, to break the core beliefs or the irrational beliefs of the client. Like for example, if they have a thought that I failed, I am useless, so the centered view is I notice that my mind is producing the thought that I failed. It's just a thought, not a reality. So, this is how we are changing the words. This is how they are observing them. They are not pressurizing themselves to focus on only disputing this thought. First, they are observing that, okay, I have this thought. And after that, this allows them the clarity. This allows them to choose. This allows them to create the emotional balance. This allows them to see the thought as a thought, not something that is overpowering in their mind. Okay, so now what are the core benefits of MBCT? So the first benefit is it will interrupt the rumination. So MBCT helps to stop the spiral of the negative thinking early. It increases the awareness of the mental loop so stress doesn't escalate. Like for example, instead of replaying a conflict for hours, you notice the loop and redirect your focus to grounding and to grounding breath or the simple activity. So that's how it will interrupt the rumination, it will break down the rumination trap that we have. If it is because of any trigger, if it is because of any past memory, or it is when it is resulting to the stress or the overthinking, it is breaking that thought pattern. It will make us aware about ourselves, aware about the thought, and that's how we can focus back to the grounding so that the parasympathetic system can help to calm us down. Second is the second core benefit is decentering. So decentering create the psychological distance from the thoughts. This is what we have already discussed. So it will help us to observe without identifying, reducing the emotional overwhelm. Like for example, when feeling that I am not enough, at the time MBCT allows noticing that this thought is appearing and I don't have to believe it. Okay, so this is how we are interrupting the rumination. Then we are decentering, and third core benefit of this is relapse prevention. So MBCT builds the lasting resilience in the client. It will equip the individuals to handle the trigger before they escalate, before they select any consequences, or before they select that what they have to believe, or what how they have to respond in that situation. So this is how it will be helpful in the relapse prevention, okay, to your client, so that it can build a resilience in them. Like for example, a person who has depression can use the MBCT skills when workload increases, stopping the thought spiral early and maintaining the emotional stability. So during the time of trigger, when they are not able to restructure, when they are not able to see their behavior, to see the consequences, so at that time MBCT can be a skill that can help them out, that can make them realize their thought spiral, so that they can be more grounded and become more emotionally stable in the during the time of triggers also. Okay, the core benefit 4 is enhanced self compassion. So MBCT promote the self compassion alongside the awareness. It helps the individual to treat themselves kindly during the moment of struggle, instead of the self criticism. So by using the MBCT, we are not forcing the client to believe or something else. They are not judging themselves. They are observing their body. They are observing their thought. So that's why, that's how the self-compassion is being created in the client. They will treat themselves kindly. They will observe their whole things. So this will not make them like feeling guilty, feeling having a shame, or becoming self-critical. They will learn and move forward, that okay, these are my mistakes, these are the things that I can change. They can observe, they can took the decision, they can appreciate themselves for the things that they have forgotten about themselves. So this is how from the MBCT the self compassion is being enhanced. Okay, so is it clear? Okay. So now, what are the positives and the limitations when the MBCT works, and when to use the caution? Okay. So what are the positives, or what works well in the MBCT? First, it will reduces the rumination and the depression relapse. These are the things that we have already discussed. Second thing is it is useful in the stress and the anxiety management, because it will improve the emotional regulation and reduces the psychological stress. Third, it is good for the trauma survivors, because it support the noticing the thoughts without the judgment, and that's why it will reduce the reactivity. Fourth thing, with the chronic pain and the health issue, so in those things it helps with the acceptance, reducing the suffering from the chronic condition. So when the client have the chronic pain or the chronic health issues, not just we are not talking about the physical thing. Like for example, if they just have a back injury or back surgery, after that thing if they have a pain in that, of course it will not help in that, but yes, it will help the body, it will help the mind to be calm, to accept all of those things, so that the mental suffering that they have, if they have like a mental suffering from a child, from the childhood trauma, or from any other things from the childhood, from any event, so this is how the chronic pain or the health issue, mental health issue especially, when they have this, so with the MBCT they will accept that thing, and this will reduce the suffering during those time. Next thing, that it could be used with all the age groups, that whether you are working with the adolescents, whether with the adults, with the elderly population, so this can be used with all the age groups. With the children, sometimes they don't like the meditation, sometimes they don't like to visualize, so it may or may not work with them. If they are not engaging, so definitely it will not work with them. But if they are doing, so yes, you can give the MBCT to the kids too. Otherwise, use the other expressive art therapy techniques with them. Next thing, next positive aspect of the MBCT is it will empower the self practices. That is, client gain the tools for the independent practice, so that they can learn, they can do on their self. This can become a practice for their day to day life. Like for example, a client repeatedly ruminating about the work failure, learn to pause, observe the thought, and prevent the escalation. Okay, So this is how it can become a self practice, that they can practice on themselves when it is demonstrated on them, so that they can use it in their day to day life too. Now, these are the positive aspects, but now what are the limitations about, or what are the questions that we have to take while using the mindfulness based cognitive therapy? So first is severe acute depression. So it may need the stabilization first. So MBCT is preventive, not the crisis intervention. So in the cases of the severe depression, sometimes they need the stabilization first, where we have to stabilize the client, where we have to understand that whether they are able to visualize or not, whether they are able to feel that thing or not. Okay, so this is not a crisis intervention. So this is one thing that we have to understand about MBCT. Second thing is acute psychosis or severe cognitive impairment. If your client has these issues, so at that time mindfulness required a sufficient attention and the reality testing. So in the cases of the psychotic or psychosis or the cognitive impairment, they are not able to give the proper attention or the reality testing, so it is not useful with these clients. Third thing is severe dissociation or the trauma reactivation. So sometimes mindfulness may initially increase the distress, because they have to visualize, because they have to be in the silence. Sometimes they are completely dissociated with that thing, because like after a severe trauma they are not able to love themselves, where they are not able to be in the present, understand all of those things, so they become completely dissociative. And sometimes when they are not stabilized, it may cause the relapse also, because they are not able to visualize. So sometime when they are in the meditation mode, so at that time it can cause the reactivation of the trauma. So that's why we have to prepare like 2 to 3 or many activities with the clients. If they have like the depression, if they have the trauma, if they are not able to do the mindfulness technique, then we have to give them the alternative. Next thing is client resistant. If the client is unwilling to engage in the regular practice, it may not benefit fully. So this is what one thing that you have to understand, that if your client is resistant, then forcing them to do the MBCT will not help. So at that time you have to choose the another psychotherapy. Like for example, a client in acute suicidal crisis should receive the immediate safety planning and the stabilization before the MBCT. Like if they have these suicidal tendency, if they have any other crisis in their life, so at that time we have to create the safety planning in the stabilization first, before restructuring the thing, before giving them the mindfulness. Okay, is it clear? Any doubts?
Hello,
Yes, yes,
madam.
sir.
One doubt. Uh,
Yes, sir.
Madam, how do we apply this meditation and these visualization scripts during the pay, during interviews and everything? We
During
have to use the any audio tapes for the meditation, and how do we practically implement?
Okay, so this could be covered in the practical part, because in this workshop we are also, I'm also teaching 4 to 5 techniques. So is that okay if I tell this at that point? Okay, so how to use that thing we will learn in this workshop, so I will cover this at that point. Now back to the topic, that is the integration with the other psychotherapies, that how we can combine the MBCT with the other psychotherapies. So MBCT can be effectively combined with the other psychotherapies to enhance the outcome, provide the flexibility and tailor the intervention. And here how it will work. So first, with the solution focused brief therapy. So how it can be used? So MBCT help the client to notice the automatic negative thoughts and the rumination pattern, where SFBT then focuses on identifying the solution, the small goals and the expectation. And together with the SFBT and MBCT, Together it can create the awareness of the thought plus the actionable step for the change. It's like they can identify the problems that they have, and with the MBCT they can notice the negative thought, that is negative thought or the rumination patterns that is causing the issue. With the SFBT we can find the solution to that problem. We can create the small goals, we can create that what are the exceptions in these situation, and together it will create like the awareness of the thoughts and the actionable step, so that it can create the change in the client's life. Like for example, if a client repeatedly thinks that I always fail at work, so MBCT notice the rumination, and SFBT helps, or SFBT can work with that what is the one small task you can handle well in this week. So outcome is client will observe the negative thought without judgment and then shift the focus to the practical solution, which will build the confidence and reduces the rumination. Okay, so this is how you can combine the SFBT with the MBCT. Is it clear? Next, sorry, next with the dialectic behavior therapy, that is DBT. So how it is used in this MBCT, build the mindfulness skill, help the client to observe the emotion, observe their thoughts without reacting with those things, where DBT add a distress tolerance, emotional regulation and the interpersonal effectiveness skills. So together with the MBCT, client will notice the trigger and respond skillfully instead of reacting with the DBT. Like for example, client feels sudden anger at a colleague. Okay, so at this point, MBCT helps the client to notice the rising emotion, that what that anger is rising in me, that this is something that is occurring in my body. Whereas the DBT helps them or give them a practical solution, so that what they can do in that phase, at the time they can take a pause, they can check the facts, they can use the deep breathing and respond assertively, so that they can observe the thoughts, observe the emotions, and then with the DBT skills, how to react in that situation, how to respond assertively, so that they can create the personal boundary for themselves and they can respect the other people. And the outcome after doing this is the client will interrupt the automatic emotional reaction that they have, and they will maintain the calm and reduces the workplace conflict. So this is how with the DBT, MBCT can help them, so that they can observe their thoughts, they can observe their emotions without reacting, and DBT can create that skills, the effectiveness skills, so that it will create a new skill in the client, that how to respond in those situations. Next is the expressive art therapy with the MBCT. How it is used? So in this, mindfulness based cognitive therapy teaches the non-judgmental observation of the thoughts and the feeling, that without any judgment they can observe that how they are feeling and what are the thoughts that is occurring in their mind. While with the expressive art therapy, it will allow the client to externalize the emotion, to externalize the thoughts by the medium of art, which will deepen the insight and the processing. So the real life example is, like for example, if a client feels sadness and the tension in their body, in the body scan, if they are doing the body scan, which is a type of meditation that we can use in MBCT, during that thing, if they can feel any sadness and any tension in their body, so with the art based intervention they can draw or sculpt the current emotional state and label the thoughts and the emotions, and outcome is, this is how we are creating the insight, we are increasing the insight of the client, we are creating the emotional relapse occurs, that where the emotional relapse are occurring again and again, and the pattern of the rumination become visible and manageable. So here we are noticing it, noticing the thoughts, noticing the emotion, and with the expressive art therapy we are externalizing it, so that we can increase the insight and the processing of those things. Is it clear that how we can combine the MBCT with the other psychotherapies? Okay. Then we can move with the therapist skill required for the MBCT. That what are the skills that as a therapist you required if you use this technique. First thing is the mindfulness proficiency, that is able to guide the meditation and the body scans confidently. That you know that how you have to do the, how you have to guide your clients for the meditation. What are the blockages that they may have, and how to guide in those clients with that situation, how to do the body scan confidently so that they can scan their body from the head to the toe. Second is the cognitive awareness, understanding that how thoughts, emotions, and behavior are interconnected with each other. So that's why you have to understand the cognitive awareness. You know, you should know that how to create this awareness in the client, how to psycho educate them so that they can also find a link in between the thoughts, emotion, and their behavior. Third thing is decentering practice, that is model observing thought without judgment. So you have to make sure, or you have to psycho educate, you have to guide your client so that they can observe these thoughts without the judgment. If they have these kind of the relapse, they can what are the sentences they can use so that they can externalize these thoughts. These just become the observation thing, this cannot become a thing where they are responding on that thing. Okay, fourth thing is the emotional intelligence, that is the recognize and respond to the client's emotion. That if they have these kind of the reactions, if they have these kind of the emotional challenges, then how to help them, how to create this emotional intelligence in them. Next is the adaptability, that is modify the practice for the age, cognitive level, or for the distortion, for the disorder. It's like according to the client's age. Like for example, if there is a adolescent, at that point we cannot give them the meditation where it require a lot of time, like for a 30-minute or a 40-minute practice we cannot give them, because they will not engage. So that's why we have to understand that how to make this psychotherapy more adaptable according to their age, according to their cognitive ability. It's like if there is a kid, cannot understand a lot, at that point I am asking them to visualize a lot, so at that time this will not work. If there is a client who is like having the psychosis or who have the trauma reactivity, at that time how to use the MBCT on them, or instead of that what are the other things that I can use. If there is any relapse, what are the things that I can do. So this is the adaptability that you have to learn before using this psychotherapy. Like for example, a therapist notice a client is being stuck in the rumination, may gently redirect to a breathing space exercise. It's like during a time when they are stuck in that thought, or if they are not able to do that thing, so we have to create that pauses, we have to create that safe and a calm space to them so that they can work on the breathing or the other grounding technique, how to include these things in the proper meditation thing so that you can work with them, you can make this psychotherapy more adaptable to them. Next thing is the number of sessions in the MBCT. So basically, standard MBCT course required like 8 weekly sessions, which include the duration of the 2 hours per session, and optional is the daily home practice for the 20 to 25 minutes. So this is something that is in the textbook, or this is something that is in the thing. So, but basically, of course, 2 hours per session or 2 hours on the daily basis is not possible. So we can give them one guided meditation with one exercise, small exercise. So these are the things that we can do, where the mindfulness skill, the cognitive awareness, decentering, relapse prevention, integration with the other psychotherapies, these are the main topics are being covered. So with the intervention plan that we have created for the client, we can add this thing in their plans. Like for example, client completed the 8 session plus the daily practice, report the significant reduction in the rumination and the improved emotional regulation. Okay, so this happens that if they are doing this mindfulness for over a period of time, like for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you can see the transformation, you can see the effect in your clients. Okay, so these are the things that is all about the theory. Any doubt, any question in them? Anyone till now, any questions in the theory part? No. Other? Just give me a thumbs up if everything is clear till now. Okay. So now we can work with the practical activities. So these are the few activities that we are going to do today. Okay, so either you can use this as it is, as script by script, or otherwise you can create your own way of doing it. Okay, so it's and other and sometime you have to create, see, mindfulness is one thing that is depend on the client to client. Okay, how they like for example, I love dancing. Okay, or I love music. Maybe you may like or may not like. Okay, if I am a beach person, so maybe you are a hill person. Okay, maybe you like to be in the garden, maybe you like the water. Okay, or you maybe you like the different thing. So for before using the mindfulness or before using any meditation on the client, we have to understand that what are the things that the client love, and what are the things that is that is in their comfort zone. And when we know this, then we can either create a proper script according to that. Otherwise we can already always use the formed script. Either you can create one meditation or the two meditation that could be general and could be used with the all clients. Like for example, in the 1 minute guided mindfulness meditation, in this you can ask the client about their own safe place, and then you can ask them to visualize that they have to engage all their five senses in them. Okay, in the 3 minute, or it's like in the body scan meditation, this is something that they have to do, and it has a proper script. So either you can use a recorded version for this, either you can say it in your words. Like in my words, I use a lot of the pauses. For me, I use breathe in and breathe out. And for you, maybe you can use inhale and exhale. So whatever the words that is suitable to you, whatever the words that is calming to the people around you, that's how you can create your own mindfulness scripts. Okay. So now, these are the main activities that we are discussing today. This will help you to interrupt the rumination, develop the decentering skills, and build the resilience and the emotional regulation. Like 1 minute guided mindful meditation, this could be a quick present moment awareness. Second is the 3 minute breathing space, it is for the emotional reset. The body scan meditation, it is the mind body awareness and the grounding. And fourth thing is the sitting meditation with the labeling. This is for the cognitive observation. So, moving to the first activity, that is the 1 minute guided mindfulness meditation. So, this is for the quick present moment awareness and the grounding. It's like, if your client say that I don't have a lot of time. Okay, when they are in a triggering situation, at that point they have to calm themselves down. If 5 4 3 2 1 technique is already working, then go with it. If they need something new or a good technique to work at that moment, so at that point this technique of the mindfulness based cognitive therapy can help. So this will bring the attention to the present moment instantly. This will interrupt the automatic negative thought pattern. This will reduce the stress and increase the calmness in the client, and enhance the focus and the mental clarity. This could be used if your client have the anxiety, the stress, the rumination, and even the mild depression. If the client is new to the mindfulness or the MBCT, if they cannot do the meditation, or if they are afraid of this word, if they feel like that, oh, I cannot give like a 5 minute to the meditation, if you are like developing these things in your client, then 1 minute guided mindfulness meditation is perfect for them. You can either use it in the individual session, in the group session. This can be used by your client at any place, whether they are in the office, they are in a train, metro, they are in school, colleges. At that time, if you need to give them a coping skills, so that it will create that present moment awareness instantly in your client, that this could be your go-to tool. So for this, you just need a quiet space and a comfortable seating, whatever you like. So in this, now you have to sit comfortably, feet flat and the hand relaxed. So it's like just sit comfortably. Your back should be straight, and even you can put the feet on the ground. So it should be completely flat, and your hand should be relaxed. Now you have to close your eyes and soften your gaze. Okay, Then take a slow deep breath in and notice that your belly is being raised. Okay, for this thing, if they are not doing, cannot do it properly, then you can ask them to just sit on the chair, put the feet on the ground, then put one hand on their chest and second hand on their belly, and now they are doing the breathe in and breathe out. When they are breathing, they have to observe that their abdomen area, their belly area is rising, and when they are exhaling, that belly area is being coming back to the normal. So now they have to focus on the sensation of the breathing, that how they are breathing, how the everything is in their body, how they are feeling that calmness when the breath goes into their body, how that this and how that bring the calmness in their body. So if their mind is wandering, if they are not able to do like simple breathing techniques, then you can give this thing to them. Now the precaution that you have to take is avoid if there is any severe dizziness occur, if and practice seated. If there is a lot of the dizziness, if they are not able to do this thing, then either you can reduce it for the 30 second and then increase it. And if there is dizziness, if they are not able to do, if there is this is causing relapse, then don't do this activity. Now how you can modify this activity according to the client's need, that is focus on the single inhale and exhale if 1 minute feels long. If they are not even cannot do it for like 1 minute, then you can go with the single inhale and exhale. Like during a presentation or before a presentation, if they are very anxious, if they have a rumination of the thoughts, then they can just simply do one time breathe in and breathe out in the same format, and after that they can restructure all the thoughts that are in their mind, and of course they can move forward. And optional is the soft background music or the nature sound, because this will keep the mind in the focus. Sometimes the silence is not something that everyone's like, so for them you can either use the soft background music. So the expected outcome is participants immediately experience the calm and the presence, and act as a reset tool anytime during the day. Anytime when you have to reset, when you have to just acquire all the energies of your day, so this can be the perfect reset tool for you. Is it clear that what is 1 minute guided mindfulness meditation? Any doubts? Okay, so in any triggering situation you can give this before restructuring, before observing their thoughts, they can do this thing, and then they can observe the thoughts and restructure it. This is how you are combining both of these aspects. Second activity is the 3 minute breathing space. So, this is a quick emotional reset and for the cognitive awareness. So, this activity will interrupt the rumination trap and the negative thought spiral the clients have, and this will strengthen the ability to observe the thought as the mental event. It's like the observe are just the thoughts are just mental events, it is not the fact. So, this will strengthen this ability. Third thing, it will promote the clarity, the emotional regulation, and the focus of the client. So, the applied issues or for which disorders you can use this activity: for the anxiety, for the depression, stress, trauma, and the high ruminating clients, or even in the cases of the overthinking, you can give this 3 minute breathing space to them. This could be used with the adolescents, with the adult, and with the elderly populations. Okay, modality, it's like you can use it either on the individual or group session, and which is a very portable technique. Portable means they can use it anywhere, whether they are school, college, or at any place. Okay, so you can do this activity. Next is, for this you need either a quiet or a semi quiet environment. So for this, now first we have to create the awareness. How we can create the awareness? We have to notice that what you are thinking, feeling, or sensing. It's like just close your eyes, put the feet on the ground. Okay, just keep your back straight, or if you are standing, that's okay. If you want to just lie down on the bed, it's also fine. Just do that thing and then notice that what are the thoughts, or what are the feeling, or what are the things that you are sensing in your body. And after this thing, they have to do this for the 1 minute. Then now they have to create an anchor. Anchor means focus attention on the breath. Notice the inhale and exhale. Now they have to do the breathing for next 1 minute, so that they can anchor, they can ground themselves. Now expansion. Now expand the awareness to the whole body. Notice the sensation without judgment. It's like first 1 minute we are noticing that what are the things we are thinking, feeling and sensing. Then we are doing the grounding for 1 minute, and then we are expanding it, that now when we are doing the inhale and exhale, or when we are doing the breathing, how it is feeling inside our body, what are the sensations that we can feel. Like for example, when we are doing the breathing, we can feel the calmness. Where you can feel that calmness, whether it is in the chest, whether it is in the abdomen, whether it is in your mind or any other part where you can feel this. So now you have to gently open your eyes, and now you have to take note of the mental clarity, that what are the things now you have noticed. What is there anything that is creating any sense to you. Now it can, now you can create the cognitive restructuring, and now you can select that what are the responding thing that you have to do. Okay, so this is properly a proper 3 minute thing. If your client want, they can just extend any part of it. Okay, it's like for the awareness, if they know, need 2 minutes, then okay, they can take. If the anchoring again, they need 2 minutes, they can take. So it's like first they are being aware of their thoughts, now they are grounding themselves. Now after doing the breathing thing, now they are again creating that awareness in their body, it is expanding. And after that, now they have to select that what is the thing that is being clear in their mind. Okay, now precautions are for this is: avoid for the client with the severe dissociation, shorten if needed. Just a second. So it's like if your client have the severe dissociation, if they are extremely dissociated from their body, or if they want a shorter period of time, then of course you can do this, or avoid the clients having the severe dissociation. Next is use the seated position for the comfort. So for this you have to use the seated position. It's like you have to be seated, you have to be feel like comfortable. Okay, so you have to work in the comfortable environment, not in the crowded train. Okay, modification is shorten the 1 to 2 minutes for the, if the client is completely new. If they are completely new, then go with 1 or 2 minutes. Also combine with the body scan for the deeper awareness. If you want in the anchoring or in the expansion part, now you can do the body scan. It's like when they are breathing, now they have to observe the each part of their body from their head to toe. Like what is how they are feeling in their head, how they are feeling in their face, how they are feeling in their neck, in their shoulder, chest, hands, stomach, buttocks area, then thighs, then legs, then toes. Okay, so this is how you can anchor it. You can in the expansion part, you can add this um, the body scan meditation in this thing, so that it can create a deeper awareness. If they are in like a train, or if they are in an office, of course the whole body meditation is not cannot be work. So they can work on the proper part, like on the head. Head means their head and their face, then their chest area, abdomen, thighs, or proper leg, and then out. So it's like we are reducing the part, or we are covering the whole body in the small things. Okay, so the expected outcomes are: client learn to pause and reset during the stressful situation, and observe the thought without reacting, and this will reduce the cognitive overload in the clients. Is it clear? Okay. So next is the body scan meditation. Just want to know that is there anyone who cannot understand Hindi? Anyone who has issues in Hindi? Uh, yes, magic mantra for marks. So you cannot understand Hindi? Okay,
Yes, I'm.
it's fine.
Yes.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Because I have a body meditation, body scan meditation, but it is in Hindi. So it's fine. If you cannot understand, then we can use the other meditation in this session. So you can also observe that how it can feel. Okay. So basically in the body scan meditation, it is a mind body awareness, so that we can be in the present thing, we can engage all our five senses, and it is very good for the grounding. Okay, so this will create, or this will build the awareness of the bodily sensation and the emotional cues, so that they can notice these sensations in the client, so that they can be more aware about their body. This will reduce the stress and the physical tension in the client. This will interrupt the automatic negative thinking patterns by shifting the attention to the body. It's like when your mind is wandering around a lot of the thoughts, when they are in a lot of the thoughts, or when it is completely stuck. So at that time, shifting your whole focus to the body, that what is going inside your body, what is happening in the body, this will help you out to be more calm and more aware, be more grounded in the present time, so that those rumination trap can be reduced. Next is the improve the emotional regulation through the somatic awareness. So body scan meditation is a part of the mindfulness technique and also in the somatic awareness. So this can improve the emotional regulation in the client. It's like if you are doing the body scan meditation on the regular basis, it will have a impact like a guided meditation. It could be applied with the anxiety, depression, stress, trauma, and the psychosomatic symptoms. The client who is disconnected from the bodily sensation, it's like you cannot feel your feel loved about your body. You can, when you touch yourself, you cannot feel that sensation, you cannot feel happy around your own body. When you have like the body image kind of the issue after a trauma, when you are completely dissociated with your body, and even with the overwhelming when you are overwhelmed by the thoughts, so at that point body scan meditation can help you out. It could be either used in the individual session and also in the group session. So for this, either you can, material required are the yoga mat or the chair. It's like you can do it while sitting and even while sleeping, or while lying down. And you need a proper calm and a quiet room. And also in this, music is completely optional. Okay, if your client like the music, if they want that thing, so you can use a mindfulness music in the background. Otherwise you can skip it. For this again, you have to either lie down, either you can just keep your back straight and keep the feet on the ground. Then first you have to take like a properly deep breathe in and breathe out. And now what you have to do is, now you have to think, what I do basically is, I ask my client to think about a spark, okay, above their head. Okay, it could be like a electrical spark which is white in color, which is entering in their head. And when it is entering in their head, now they have to do breathe in and breathe out. And that's how that part is being illuminated. And your whole body is like black, and that part is being illuminated at that point. And now that is creating a coolness in your head. And now it is moving from your head to towards your eyes, towards your nose, towards your face, now towards your neck. Again I have to give the pauses. It's like, take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. Now think of a spark that is moving from your head to your neck. Now it is in your neck. Now your neck is being illuminated. Now again take a deep breath in and breathe out. Now it is moving from your neck to your chest, to your abdomen, to your legs, and then from the toes, or it is coming out from your body. And after that thing they will feel more focused, they will feel more relaxed. After that thing, if you want to do it in a form of a art, so now you can ask the client to create a body outline on the paper. And then they can write that where they have feel the heaviness, or where they have feel the tightness. It's like when I am doing it my mind, there is something like a wall, or there is something that is blocking me out. So now they can write, or they can even use the colors, so to write that where they can feel that thing. So this will create the body awareness in their body. Okay, so at the end you can invite the client to notice that they how their body feel the whole. Okay, so precautions in this is, for the trauma, clients may experience the discomfort, so that's why you have to shorten the experience. It's like you can, for those clients you can use the full head, full arm, full abdomen, full leg at the same time. Okay, for the chronic pain, clients may need the alternative focus area. So if there is a client who has the chronic pain, if they are not able to focus on their back, then don't go with the back. Instead of the back, you can go with the buttocks area, with the other part, so that they have the alternative area to focus on. Next is avoid forcing the intense awareness on the painful body parts. Where the pain is extreme, avoid to use that part. If they have the cervical pain, if they have like an extreme cervical pain, if they can feel that pain all the time, then don't use that part. Modification is 5-minute quick body scan for the beginners, and even they can shorten this duration, and they can do this in the 3-minute meditation, 1-minute meditation. They can do it seated. Body scan for the client who cannot lie down. If they are not able to lie down, they can do it in the sitting position. Focus only on the upper body or the lower body if the time is short. If they have a short time, if they say that there is a blockage in like neck, so ask them to focus on the upper part first. They can use the two breaths in that area instead of one, and then they can leave the lower part if they have the less time. Next is focus on the upper. Yes, this is being done. So the expected outcome is participants learn that how the emotion manifests physically, and increase the ability to detect the early signs of the anxiety and the stress. That how what they can see that okay, if when I'm anxious or when I have the stress, so what are the earlier signs, they can detect that thing. And in the upcoming session you can work with that. They can You can even ask them to focus on their thoughts at that point also, that what are the thoughts that are coming. In the instruction you can also add that if there is any thought that is coming and going out of your mind, don't focus on them. Just take the mental notes that what are the thoughts, and say your thoughts that I will come back to you later. Right now I am focusing on my whole body, I'm focusing on my neck, I'm focusing on the this part. So this is how you are also observing the thought with this meditation. These pop up thoughts, these automatic thoughts, these can be the give them the insights that okay, these are the thoughts that are the occurring thoughts, and after that you can ask them to reframe them, to write them out, to focus on those thoughts. Clear that how the body scan meditation works? Is it clear? Okay. So
Ma'am, I have a question. Like if
yes.
some client said I have a pain in my head or some color, so how we
मैं
have to take
वरना अटेंड कर रही हूँ
Okay, so if they say that they have a pain in their particular part of the body, like for example, if they have a pain in their shoulder, if they have a pain in their head, if they have a pain in any part of the body, then you can give them the yoga. Then you can use the PMRT, that is the progressive muscle relaxation techniques, and you have to focus on that part so that they can stretch the muscle of that area. Like for example, for the shoulder or for the hand, they can just stretch their muscle, they can create a tension, and then they can do two deep breaths and release, or they can hold it for 4 seconds and then release. So this is a type of a thing, that this is a signal that here on these part there is something that is being stored. Like for example, when we are nervous, we can feel that thing in our stomach, we feel that butterflies are in our stomach. So this is a bodily sensation that okay, we can feel that emotions in that area. So that's how if there is something that is stuck in their brain, in their shoulders, so this is how the emotions or the thoughts are being stuck in their body. So that's why we have to add the yoga. If they are doing the gym, we can ask them to focus on these areas. If they are not doing anything, then we can give them the PMRT or the respective exercises.
okay,
Clear?
so it's interrelated with the emotions, right? If they are having a
Yes.
आप चला रहे हो कोई मर्जी से चलो
Yes.
okay, thank
If
you.
you will go with the body scan meditation in depth, because this is like a basic thing,
Mm-hmm.
because you because this is a general workshop, so I'm not adding that thing. But if you go with the body scan meditation with the each part, especially in the somatic therapy, so it will state that each part, if you can feel anything in the each part, it is resembling that something is stuck in your body. These, if you have these issue, then you can feel that thing in your body. Like I give you the example of the nervousness. Okay, when you are completely sad, when you feel like when you are completely sad or you have this guilt, so at that time you can feel that thing in your chest. If that is being suppressed for a long period of time, then you cannot feel this chest area, you cannot feel connected with this area. This happens with all, from your head to the toe. Each part represent the different issues. Okay,
Okay.
this
Okay.
is general workshop, that's why I didn't cover it. But yes, if they have this thing, then go with the exercise, give them the particular exercise for that thing.
Okay. So we can suggest some gym and yoga for that.
Yes,
For
yes.
more. Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
anything. Even if they are not able to go to the gym, or if they don't want to do the yoga, then PMRT, simple PMRT, or the fractional PMRT, like they have to focus on this part.
What is PMRT?
A progressive muscle relaxation technique. It's
Okay.
a proper technique that we use. uh, you can see the video because it will take a lot of time to
Okay.
teach.
Fine.
Basically, in which we work on the muscles of the body, we
Mhm.
stretch them. It's like on based on the reciprocal inhibition principle, that you cannot feel extremely stressed and extremely calm at a same point, okay,
Okay.
at the same time. So this is work on that principle. If you have feel that tension or that stress in these parts, then of course, to release that thing, you have to create a tension in the, because you cannot feel stress and the calm at the same place. So we are creating the tensions in these bodies, and then these things are being released, so the stress will be removed and these area can be calm. You can search the PMRT on the YouTube and you will find a full video.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Welcome. Any other doubts? Okay. So we can go with the activity 4, that is the sitting meditation with the thought labeling. So this is for the cognitive. Yes, Swati ma'am,
Yeah, yeah. Ma'am, the first two activities, can you just run through the slides?
this one.
Yeah,
Just a second. This is the
one.
first,
Yeah, first.
and this
Okay.
is the
First, can you just come again? Just taking 1 second to read through.
it's fine. You will
Present.
have the recording of this video, so you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
watch
yeah.
it afterwards.
Okay. And the second one, can you just go through? Yeah, the second slide. Okay. I think the third one I saw.
Okay, this is the body scan meditation.
Yeah, yeah. This I did. I had some network issue. That is why.
It's fine.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
It's So now, moving to the fourth activity, sitting meditation with the thought labeling. This is for the cognitive observation and decentering. The goals and the benefits of this activity is to build the awareness of the thought as passing mental events. Second is to reduce the fusion with the negative thoughts. Third is to interrupt the rumination and catastrophizing. Next is develop the emotional distance and the clarity and increase the cognitive flexibility. So these are the benefits of this activity. This could be applied in the cases of the depression. If your client have the OCD, like the intrusive thoughts, okay, if they have a lot of the intrusive thoughts, in the cases of the OCD, this is very common. So at that point, with the intrusive thoughts, you can use this meditation. Next, with the anxiety and with the overthinking, also you can use this meditation. Okay, so if also for the client who gets stuck in the thought loop, it's like if they are completely stuck, if they are not able to control themselves, so at that point they can use this meditation. This could be used with the adults and the elderly population. It could be used with the individual, with also in the group therapy. Material required are the chair and the cushion and even the quiet space. Okay, in this, first you have to ask the client to sit comfortably with straight their spine, and feet should be on the ground. Okay, that should be touching the ground. It's like no shoes, no socks. It's like they have to touch their feet on the ground so that they can feel. Next is focus attention on the breathing for 1 minute. It's like focusing on the breathing part so that their body can be relaxed. Then, when a thought arises, if there is any thought, now label it gently, like thinking, worrying, It's like this is a thought and this is what I am thinking, this is I am worrying about, this is what I am planning, this thought is helping me to remembering. Okay, now they have to label the thoughts, and after the labeling, gently return the attention to the breath. It's like I am the first thought occur, this is a this is something that I am worrying about. Now again focus on the breathing. Breathe in, breathe out, thought will come, just label them and thought will go. Okay, now repeat the cycle without judgment. It's like I'm just creating the mental notes out of it. I will come back to this thought later. Right now I am just categorizing these thoughts. So sometimes when the client say that I cannot understand my thoughts, it's like it comes anything in my mind, I'm not able to control that thing, I'm not able to control in any moment, and because of that I have these rumination thoughts. Now they are categorizing their thoughts, now they are giving the labels to their thought with the simple breathing technique. If they are not able to do this thing, then you can also add them, ask them to add one question or one thing that is very close to them, that give them a comfort. It may be their pet, it may be a toy, it could be a cushion, it could be anything else that will make them more grounded, that will make them more at peace. So they can also add that thing in the thing. Okay, so the precaution that they have to do is avoid the deep labeling with the client who are experiencing the psychosis. If your client having the psychosis, then avoid the deep labeling. Okay. Next is ensure the client understand the labeling is neutral, not suppressing their thoughts. In this, they are not suppressing their thoughts, they are labeling, and this is completely neutral. They will not think positive, they will not think negative about that single thought. Okay, they will become neutral. It's like thought is coming, thought is going, I am just labeling it out. Okay, it's like I have in it's like in my drawer there are 100 of the things. It's like 100 makeup products. Now I am not thinking it is expired, it is working or not, I'm just categorizing. I am keeping all the lipsticks at one side, all the makeup blushes on everything, I'm categorizing those things. So that's how I am categorizing the thoughts in my mind. Okay, now the uh, Kriti ma'am, anything that you are saying? Okay. So the modification is you can use the sticky note metaphor that each thought get a label. Okay, so the modification is if they can just think of it like a sticky notes. If they are not just able to just write like create a mental notes in it, then they can use the sticky notes as a metaphor. Like there are few sticky notes in their mind, and in that sticky notes they are writing the thoughts. Like the first sticky note say the worrying, the second sticky note say the thinking. Now they are writing the thoughts in their mind on these sticky notes, so that they can create labels, so that it can be like a visualization activity to them. Next is use the journaling first to help the beginners identify the pattern. If this becomes very hard for them, then you can use the journaling thing first, so that they can observe that okay, these are the thoughts. It's like you can ask them to do a free flow journaling. In the free flow journaling, like for 1 minute, 2 minutes or 5 minutes, they will write whatever comes into their mind. They will not stop their pen, they will just write it out. So that first when they are able to write it on the paper, when now they are able to label it on the paper, then they can do it in the mind. If this thing is very hard to them, then go with the journaling first. Next is for the children, you can use the cloud in the sky metaphor. It's like there is a cloud that is in the sky. Now this could be a metaphor. Like instead of the sticky notes, they can use the cloud in the sky as a metaphor. So now the expected outcomes are the client will experience the decentering, that I am not my thoughts. Okay, they are able to decentering because these are the neutral thoughts, they are not giving any conclusion or any meaning to that thoughts. So that's why they can see that okay, these are only my thoughts. Okay, sorry, these are not my thoughts, or these are not something that are the facts. Also this will reduce the emotional charge or the intrusive or the negative thought. Okay, this will reduce the charge. So that's why the bodily awareness or the cognitive awareness can be created in the client. Is it clear? Any doubts in these activities? Okay, so we are, as you know, that we are running on the time, so there is no time for the meditation. I will send the audios in the group, so you can just use it, and you can just feel that thing, and I will share the playlist. It contains a lot of the meditations, so you can select according to your own needs, like the love and the kindness meditation. If you have the if you have low self esteem, or if you feel like that I have to love myself, to create that love and compassion around you. It also have the body scan meditation, which is in the form of a metaphor. So if you have a client, as I told you, with the body scan meditation, if you have a stuckness in that part, then also you can use that meditation. Along with that, there are few meditation that are in English too. Then you can also, and you can also use those things. Okay, so this is all about the today's workshop basically. Any questions, anything that you want to ask, anything that you want to say, that whether you like it, not like it, anything that is not clear?
Hey, hello. Yes, ma'am, I want to ask one question. Is this PPT you will provide us after this workshop?
This PPT is basically be in the resources section. So if you have applied for the certificate and the resources, then definitely you will get in the free thing. Of course, you will get the recording. I cannot provide you the presentation.
Okay,
Okay.
nahi, oh, I already registered for the certificate and I already paid payment, so that's why I'm asking.
Yes, yes, yes. In the drive, you will get the presentation.
Okay, ma'am, sure.
Okay, if you want the resources thing also, of course you can contact me on this number. Then you can also apply for the certificate and the resources. In that, of course, you will get more meditation scripts, the more worksheets, and the other tools that you can use with the in the MBCT. Yes, you can apply now. The links are already in the group, and also after the workshop I will share the links in the group. Okay, so thank you everyone for the workshop. Now just a final reflection or the conclusion that what we have learned in today's session. So today basically we learned that MPCT empowers the client to understand their mind, notice their pattern, and gently shift from the reactivity to the awareness, so that they will create that bodily awareness and the cognitive awareness, instead of just reacting or responding to those thoughts. By combining the mindfulness practice and cognitive with the restructuring, MBCT helps the individual to break the cycle of the automatic thoughts, emotional overwhelm, and the habitual reaction. So if they are in these patterns, so MBCT can help them out. As a therapist, our role is to guide the client towards the presence, clarity, and towards the internal safety, helping them to build the skill they can carry into the daily life. So when we practice MBCT on the continuous basis, it will strengthen the emotional resilience, reduce the relapse of the negative thinking patterns, and enhance the overall well-being. With the structured session and the intentional therapeutic presence, MBCT become a transformative path, and towards a long term healing with the self mastery. So this is what we have learned today. This is what all about the today's workshop. I hope this is very helpful to you. You learn something new from me. And also we are coming with one more course on the stress inoculation training, which is a two day program. If you have the clients who are suffering from the stress, if you want to create a proper plans to them, if you want to just master the practice tools for the daily resilience, so you can create that resilience, that immunity in your clients related to the stress, then of course you can go with this thing. So today is the last day for the early bird discount, that is for rupees 400. This is starting from tomorrow. It's a 2 day program. It's a proper, like a proper training module. If you are working with an individual, with a group program, with a school programs, then if you want to register in this, you can contact me on this number. Only 4 seats are left, so if you want, you can register by tonight. And I hope to see you guys again in the upcoming workshops. On this Sunday again we are coming with one more workshops on the autism. So if you are a special educator, you who is working with the clients having the neurodevelopmental disorder, you can also join that workshop also. It's also free of cost to attend. And if you want the certificate and resources, you can get it at rupees 129 only for that workshop also. But that workshop is by a special educator who is a RCI licensed, and that workshop will be completely in the Hindi. Okay, so if you want to enroll in this, enroll in that, of course you are welcome. So this is all about the today's thing. I hope everything is clear. If you have any doubts, any question, anything that you want to say, you can say. Otherwise, you can start leaving. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Sharvini ma'am, for your positive response. Thank you so much.